Okay then, guess who's back, folks? I've been gone for a minute, but now I am finally back, and it's been a long night tonight for this pay-per-view, but I did say I was going to review this show. Now, I've been gone for a minute due to my computer not working, so I had to go get that fixed, and my computer was away from me for a few days, so I couldn't review. Also, I've been pretty sick lately, so I wanted to come back at 100%. Yeah, there's some shows I wanted to review, but I just did not have the energy or, like I said, I just didn't have the energy or willpower to do it at the time, and I wanted to get my health together first instead of coughing multiple times throughout this show. Which I may still cough, I still got a little bit of a hacky cough, but I feel better than what I did early in the week. And I will say this here, I did go to Collision last week, okay? I did want to review that debut show. I was there when Punk came back, and yeah, I was there for almost 5.5 to 6 hours, but I had a nice time there last week, okay? But we are here for the Forbidden Door review. Obviously, a lot going on in this show tonight. Toronto, Ontario, Canada at the Scotiabank Arena. So it's a lot to say about this show. All right. Now I will talk about the pre-show matches real fast because they did add some more matches at the last second. Okay. Um, so yeah, let's go through this. All right. On the commentary team for the pre-show match was Kevin Kelly, Chris Charlton, and Excalibur. So it is actually nice to see the NJPW English commentary team fully on commentary of just for Kevin Kelly and Chris Charlton. I will say as a side note, I do enjoy Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness on Collision. Feels like a totally different show sometime. I would like if JR was there with him too also, but I know JR has to go get his health together right now, and I know he only showed up in the main event last week, but that's because he had a fall earlier that day. But like I said, I do enjoy Kevin Kelly on Collision also. But like I said, to see him and Chris Charlton, seeing the NJPW English commentary team, yeah, I'd rather just see these guys out there except for Excalibur. But hey, what are you gonna do? But yes, in the pre-show match, we did have the Mogul Embassy of Swerve, Brian Cage, Toa Leona, and Bishop Khan versus Chaos or Roppongi Vice out there. Chuck Taylor and El Desperado for some reason is tagging with these guys, but there's no more Suzuki Goon, so I thought he was in some group called Strong Style now with Suzuki, but I don't know. Listen, this is just a spot fest match. It's not nothing much to say from here. Very spot heavy. It's a tag match. Just get the crowd hyped up and whatnot. I will say the finish though. Swerve hitting a double stomp onto Rocky Romero, even though it looked like Rocky was kind of looking at him forever, almost for like damn near 8 to 10 seconds, where like he could have dodged any second, but Swerve ended up getting the win. So, no, I'm not surprised really at this. Also, Swerve got his win back after losing to Tanahashi from the night before. So, yeah, not really much to say from here, but Swerve and him got the win. Next was the Owen Hart Cup tournament match in the first round for the women, which was the Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena versus Billy Starks. We don't really see much of Athena nowadays unless you actually watch her on the Ring of Honor. I know she's a better heel on there. I was there for that Chicago street fight they had, which is probably already played on Ring of Honor at this point, but I saw it live last week, even though it was like damn near in that building for 5.5, 6 hours, but I did see that match. It was really good. I know Athena's better as a heel nowadays on ROH. Like I said, because we don't never see her on Dynamite, and we know how bad her face run was on Dynamite at the time. I'm not really surprised she won this match here. I never really saw Athena losing. It was a pretty good match with her and Billy Stark, so Athena won. So, like I said, it's really a no-brainer. It's not much of a surprise from this, okay? So, yeah, Athena won. Right after that, we did have El Phantasmo versus Stu Grayson. I don't know why he was out there with Vincent and some other guy, but apparently he left the Dark Order and ended up joining Vincent and them. So I forgot Vincent was even part of this company or ROH in general. But hey, he's over there, folks. El Phantasmo, I know he's not Bullet Club anymore. He's a face nowadays. I know he came out to his regular music first, then they played his new theme after. But El Phantasmo won. He hit the CR2 for the win. So, yeah. El Phantasmo won the match from there. So, pretty good. But in the last pre-show match, we did get Los Cinco Renables de Japón. Shingo Takagi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Bushi versus the United Empire of Kyle Fletcher, Jeff Cobb, and TJP. Hell, Shingo was on the main card last year for Forbidden Door with Sting and Darby. Would have been Hiromu also at the time, but he did get hurt during that time period and was injured. But hey, it's nice to see him any IWGP Junior Heavyweight title on on AEW television. But listen, this is a basic New Japan tag match. Listen, if you watch any type of tag match in New Japan or like the preliminary matches, you know the faction versus faction thing. This tag match was any match would usually see in New Japan between both of these factions, which have faced off against each other before. So it was a good match for what it was. Lij won, made Japan, excuse me, on TJP. So yeah, Lij won, so that's all I really got to say from this, okay? Basically, any match you would see on New Japan in this type of tag match, alright? So there you go. But with the pre-show being done from here, we now move on into the main show for the Forbidden Door. We did have Kevin Kelly. Chris Charlton was replaced by Taz, so Taz was on commentary. And Excalibur, I wish they would have kept Chris Charlton throughout the time, but they didn't. But the first official match of the show was MJF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the AEW World Title. MJF coming out to a New Japan as an indie robe. Justin Roberts and Takuro Shibata were the ring announcers for basically the English and Japanese portions of it. Listen, I did like this match. It was a different style and pace. I think it was better what Tanahashi did tonight than what he did last night, because Tana did look pretty hurt out there, and I know he slipped off the top rope, but it did look pretty bad. That match wasn't really good last night between him and Swerve. And I like Tanahashi, but the guy looks really hurt right now, which really questions how is this guy even going to make it to the G1 this year. But he looked better here and, worked more of an American style, which he can, he can adapt to. And the crowd did eat this up. So it's a basic, pretty good wrestler match out there. And, one thing they did play up well also was, MJF selling his knee out there after Tanahashi focused on his knee throughout the match. Even when he hit the high fly flow and MJF put his knees up, he's still selling that knee, holding his knee, trying to get up out of there. MJF even trying to get his title belt, but, ref taking it away from him. Tana tried to roll him up, but the referee was still trying to give the belt back to the announcer and stuff. Tana started arguing with the referee. MJF ended up pushing Tanahashi into the ref, and then he hit Tana with the Dynamite Diamond Ring. So they did protect Tanahashi out here. The match was about, 15 minutes. Good heel stuff from MJF. Tanahashi, he didn't look bad here. And, it's still, he didn't lose clean. So it's not like he's looking really bad going into the G1 when that happens next month. But it was a good wrestling match out there. It was simple, to the point. Like I said, Tanahashi looked way better here than he did last night. MJF just, doing some old school heel stuff, and I liked it, okay? It was a very good match to kick off the show. I never really believed Tanahashi was ever going to win the AEW title in general, so we already knew that wasn't going to happen. But I did enjoy this match for what it was. Next after that, we did get CM Punk versus Satoshi Kojima. CM Punk, CM Punk was great out here tonight, okay? Obviously, CM Punk knew the crowd wasn't going to fuck with him. We knew that last night, okay? The crowd was 60-40, though, and they were kind of 60-40 again tonight, but you could see the loud boos out there at CM Punk. CM Punk just played to the crowd. CM Punk is a great heel. CM Punk has already been trying to lean towards it to being the heel anyways, okay? So, he was in his element out here, all right? He definitely was. Hell, the fans were just really, pro Kojima out there anyways. Very pro Kojima, but we knew that last night when CM Punk came out was getting boos. So CM Punk was just laughing along to a lot of this stuff. There were some people still on the side, though. So like I said, the crowd was still kind of in a 60-40 split to who was with Punk and who was booing at Punk. But Punk did get a lot of loud boos. Punk even, I know it was a fuck you Punk chant at one point. Fans were just going with Kojima. Even even Punk doing the damn Hogan, leg drop, doing the whole ear cuff thing and stuff. He did that last night. I don't know if it was a shot at Hogan, because Hogan said like a lot of these guys look like they should be bagging his groceries. Well, that's half the AEW roster, but some would say where's the lie what Hogan said all the way. But yeah, Punk doing the leg drop and stuff. Those chops though, what Kojima does, the whole rapid fire chop barrage, still it still looks ridiculous in a way. And even Punk just chopping Kojima, saying Kojima, Kojima, like Punk was just being a great heel out here. But he get the big elbow drop with an Anaconda device, but Kojima get out of it. Punk with the GTS. Kojima still got out of it, still doing the chops again on him, hitting him with several clotheslines. Then Punk come back with his own elbow strikes, which he still went for the GTS again, but Kojima went for a brain buster after that for a near fall. He tried to hit him with another big lariat, but Punk got him with a roundhouse kick, hit the GTS, and won the match. By the way, this was a tournament match, by the way, so Punk moves on to the next round, the Owen Hart Cup tournament, which I'm not really surprised that Punk won. This match, they gave him some time out there, so Punk was in his element out here, okay? Punk knew he was going to get booed. He was in elite country, okay? It is Kenny Omega's country. It's Canada, so you knew what was going to happen here. And Punk, I don't need to be remaining the face out here, so I look at him as a face in general, but he knew where this was going to go. So he was really he was really working himself as a heel out there. All right. So I did enjoy this match a lot between Punk and Kojima. So yeah, Punk got the win. So there you go. Also, AEW coming back to Chicago for All Out and Collision and Dynamite and Rampage at the Now Arena and the United Center. Will I go? Most likely. So we'll see what happens there. Next, though, we had a Fatal 4-Way match for the AEW International title. But yes, this Fatal 4-Way had Orange Cassidy, Zack Sabre Jr., Katsuri Shibata, and Daniel Garcia. Honestly, I didn't really care much for this coming in. I think ZSJ deserved better on here to be in a Fatal 4-Way. All these guys had a title except for Daniel Garcia. So I already knew Daniel Garcia was going to be taking the pin. Zack was never going to take no pinfall or Shibata. I will say I did enjoy the Fatal 4-Way. It was pretty good. Garcia obviously took the fall from, sorry, I'm trying to do my best here, folks. By Orange Cassidy winning, so I'm not surprised by that. I did enjoy a lot of spots back and forth, though, between either Shibata or Zack Sabre Jr. out there. Even Daniel Garcia's little dad seems to be getting over with the crowd, so it looks like that's working. But yeah, we already know who's going to win this match. Listen, CSJ, Shibata, and NJPW was going to make sure those guys were not going to lose. And Tony and his continued run-on gag with his boy Pockets out here winning again, I am not surprised by that. This is Tony's, one of his favorite guys out here, so you knew he was going to make him look strong, folks. You knew he was going to make him look really strong. So you know the running gag is going to continue, okay? But I'll say this. It was a pretty enjoyable Fatal 4-Way if you liked it or that. So it was not bad. I thought it was very convoluted going into this match, though. I will say that. But I'd rather see the Fatal 4-Way to see the one-on-one match with Zack Sabre Jr. and Orange Cassidy. Because I fear that was going to happen. And these people would have been crazy enough to have, Cassidy go over Zack Sabre Jr., which would be pure insanity in my opinion. But, this is probably the best way they could go with this. And there you go. Fatal 4-Way. Garcia took the fall. And then Zack Sabre Jr. Shibata still won a piece of that title. But Shibata ended up shaking Cassidy's hand before walking away. So, yeah, there you go. Next was the IWGP World title on the line. Sonata versus Jungle Boy. This match, honestly, was a joke. All right? Red Shoes was the referee. And listen, the match was what it was, but this was a joke going into. And I feel bad for Sonata and NJPW because I feel this was a slap in the face, okay? So let me get this straight. Why was Jungle Boy ever get an IWGP World title shot to begin with? Of all the names you had on AEW, this is the best one you could come up with. Listen, I know you don't want your big guys losing and stuff, but this is the guy that beat Okada for the world title. And I looked at Sonata's quote of what he said about Jungle Boy about, I have no knowledge who this guy is, or they just having anybody face for the title. This is the IWGP World title. It's obviously bigger than the AEW title. All right? You could have picked so many names to face Sonata to have a better match. So, yes, you literally had a main event guy go against a lower mid card guy out here. I don't care what you want to say about that four pillar stuff and how much of a narrative they want to push into that. And you know the crowd wasn't messing with this too. You know they weren't feeling it, but they could have did Sonata way better. Sonata deserved better than this, okay? And Sonata did end up winning the match with the the moonsault, which I didn't even expect to even end on the moonsault. I thought he was probably gonna hit the skull end or the shattered wizard or something like that. But no, he just ended up hitting the he ended up hitting the moonsault, and that was it. But yeah, this was a open challenge, by the way. I gotta remember that. But is this really was an open challenge? Like, this is what this was, okay? And this was just really building into an angle, okay? Because they had Hook out there, and you all knew this was where this was going. Hook's helping Jungle Boy to the back, and then Jungle Boy ended up clotheslining Hook. Taz looked really shocked. Taz didn't really know what to do. I thought he was gonna get up and do something, but he didn't. And then the fans chatted, "You effed up." So hopefully, and let's be honest here, hopefully this Jungle Boy heel turn works, because he desperately needed to turn heel right now. He desperately needed anything right now, because the man feels dead in the water, okay? Like, nobody does not really care. We've seen the fans turn on him. This made no sense to put him in this position of a match, but he was just on here just to push an angle. Honestly, they could have done that without even having to go against Sonata. They could have done that on Dynamite. They could have done that on any show, but they wanted to do it here. Knowing, I guess, given a hot crowd that Toronto is tonight, it was best they did it here. But they could have really done this without really having Jungle Boy still face Sonata at the same time, okay? I'm almost surprised Sonata didn't even bring out the rest of his crew of just 5 guys. Hell, they got a bigger reaction on Rampage than, Jungle Boy, all right? They were pro just 5 guys than they were with Jungle Boy. Hell, we heard, Sonata chants, all that stuff. But like I said, the match was what it was. Sonata deserves better as the IWGP World Champion, but this is what you're gonna get. All right. Next, a feud I am literally tired of at this point, and now we have another 5-on-5 with this. Even though we just saw 5-on-5 literally a month ago, which hey, you already know that review, the whole Anarchy thing. I'm really kind of sick of this Elite versus Blackpool Combat Club feud at this point, so there you go. But it was the Elite, Hangman and the Young Bucks, Eddie Kingston, and Tomohiro Ishii versus the Blackpool Combat Club, Moxley, Claudio, Yuta, Kenosuke, and Shooter. I will say one thing about this. I'm glad they came out to Jon Moxley's NJPW music, because I am sick of the damn Wild Thing song. I was sick of it for a while. I was already really sick of it once that shit happened to Double or Nothing, but I was already sick of that song in general, so I was actually glad to hear his NJPW music. It actually made these guys look more badass. But listen, what can I say about this match? The crowd was hot for it. They really were. You could see her say it was a spot fest. Now, I'm sure the big story a lot about all of this is, Eddie Kingston and Moxley, which the crowd did go crazy for. Because, Eddie doesn't trust Claudio. And, question to Moxley, why you hanging with this scumbag? Even, wow, I'm sorry. I really tried to do this, get rid of this cough at the same time. But we even saw Eddie Kingston save Moxley in the match of getting double super kicked by the Young Bucks and everything. So we saw that. What else? I know the crowd was chatting. This is awesome during this match. Bucks, just hit their signature moves and stuff. Hit the super kick several times on people. Claudio hit the swing. And whatnot. Ishii coming back. What are you doing? Like, taking out the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club. Obviously, we just saw several finishes getting hit back and forth in general. Moxley hit a cutter on Kingston. Hangman tried to go for the buckshot, but Ishii ended up hitting a big clothesline onto Yuta after that, and then he got with the brain buster for the win. Eddie Kingston only just kind of celebrated with Ishii and hugged him, but he kept saying, F this to the Elite, because I guess he didn't want to attack Moxley, and he was kind of conflicted in attacking him. So obviously there was a lot of story around this match, especially with Eddie Kingston Moxley and Claudio and stuff. I don't really have much care about the Elite versus the Blackpool Combat Club at this point because I thought it should have ended the damn Anarchy thing, but they want to keep continuing to do this match week after week. We literally just saw a 6-man tag literally not that long ago, and I didn't really care much for it at the time. This right here, you could call this a spot fest if you really want to, but at least there was more story kind of being told here throughout a lot of this. One positive note, Moxley did not bleed. That is one positive note about this. He didn't bleed. Good to see Shooter, though, out there, too. But, sorry, I'm really trying to get rid of this cough, so I'm doing my best to review this show at the same time. But the crowd was very, very hyped into this match a lot, all right? Whether you want to call this a spot fest or that, the crowd was hyped to this. Because, the term, if you see one Young Bucks match, you see them all. And it kind of looked like this at the same time. But this is probably one of the hottest times the crowd was that big throughout the night. Now, next was the AEW Women's title on the line. Willow Nightingale versus Toni Storm. I don't have much to say from this. I felt like they were in the death spot when you think about it. After just going through that crazy 10-man tag. They were kind of in the death spot. The crowd was somewhat still into it, but they were already kind of drained energy after that. Toni Storm winning. I'm not surprised. She hit the Storm 0 after gouging Willow's eyes with one. So I don't have much to say about this. Toni was never gonna lose. So and they threw Paige and Ruby back to the back. And then they had Sky Cake Blue watching from the back also. So it's not much to say about this match. Toni Storm won, so there you go. But next, obviously, some would say maybe the match of the night. Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay for the IWGP US title. And this was some straight up New Japan stuff out here, okay? Will Ospreay coming back out to Elevated, going back to the Aerial Assassin since he was doing the Aerial Assassin thing back at Wrestle Kingdom. Kenny Omega, that coming out to that whole Wayward Son stuff. He came out the Devil's Sky, so the real Kenny Omega was out here when he's coming out to the damn Devil's Sky song. I'm like, nah, this is the real Kenny Omega I want to see. Back when I saw back in Wrestle Kingdom 6 months ago. That's the Kenny Omega I want to see. All right. Now, I know they had these armed security guys that really didn't do anything, just some 2 bald guys, which I don't know why they needed security. Well, it was obviously for Don Callis, but when I heard they were trying to get security for, Will Ospreay, it's like he's got the United Empire, so why does he need these guys? This was a very long-ass match. This match went damn near 40 minutes. I probably enjoyed the Wrestle Kingdom match a little bit more than this one. The only thing I didn't really like much out of this match was the whole Don Callis and, the security guys, which literally didn't do nothing but stood there. But Don Callis get involved, which we already knew he was going to get involved in general. But I enjoyed most of this match, okay? I knew it was going to be great, and it did deliver. Got to give Will Ospreay a lot of credit, too. These guys were beating the hell out of each other, especially with, a lot of the blood and stuff. Ospreay smashing Omega's head to the damn announce table, and then off the steel steps, and then Ospreay's bleeding out there, because he even licked the blood off his arm and said, yum. One thing I did like was just healing up the crowd, because the fans even kept saying, you're a wanker, you're a wanker, and whatnot. Ospreay even taking the Canadian flag and just going full on Shawn Michaels classic HBK DX style, not give a fuck Shawn Michaels, taking the Canadian flag, just wiping it with his nose, flossing on his crotch, sticking up his nose and stuff. Just straight up Shawn Michaels mode. If you seen Shawn Michaels disrespect the Canadian flag, Will Ospreay did a great job of literally just doing the whole full Shawn Michaels thing. Omega obviously came back with a flurry on him then. Even using the Canadian flag, trying to choke him out with it. Fans tried to fuck him up, Kitty fuck him up. What else? I know they did that whole, DDT and Will Ospreay off the steel steps there, which looked pretty brutal. Even Ospreay tried to go for the sharpshooter, but they didn't go for the crossface then. Gotta go for Brett right there. kicking Omega in the head, but Omega ended up coming back, hit him with a V-trigger after that. Which, they ended up getting to the 30-minute mark there, because even I was wondering how long this match was going. Ospreay hit him with a corkscrew to the outside of the ring. Just striking him in the head, trying to go for the hidden blade, but even going for that Os cutter looked really brutal, because he tried to go for the Os cutter, but Omega just kneed him in the head there. That looked brutal. Don Callis coming back out there. Fans tried to start to chant, "You suck dick," after that. That was pretty funny. Next thing you know, Don Callis is getting involved in, holding on to like Omega's leg, and the referee. He even ended up handed Will Ospreay a screwdriver, which he drilled him in the head with it. He went for the hidden blade, hit the Stormbreaker, and it was still a kick out. He ended up in the one-wing angel on him there, but then Omega ended up kicking out at one. He kicked out at one, okay? So, I kind of get that, given it's Omega's finisher, and he ended up kicking out at one, but even I thought it was like, here we go with the finisher fest near at the end. It was getting a little bit ridiculous, given how long it was going. But, Ospreay and Omega started going back and forth with punches then. Omega ended up going for a big V-trigger. Ospreay got out of it, tried to go for the Stormbreaker again. Omega still dodged it, but Ospreay ended up hitting him with a big elbow strike to the face. He hit him with another hidden blade. He hit him with the Stormbreaker, and Will Ospreay ended up winning back the IWGP US title. So one crazy hell of a match, all right? Other than the Don Callis stuff, I enjoyed this match. These guys beat the hell out of each other. I think the match back in Wrestle Kingdom was like, 25, maybe 30 minutes? This was damn near 40 minutes, folks, okay? And the crowd was just heavily into this. Kenny being the big hometown guy, you knew they were going to get behind him because it's Canada. So, obviously, they were still trying to focus more about Omega and Don Callis out there. But this was one hell of a match out there. Some would debate that the match at Wrestle Kingdom was a little bit better than this one, but I enjoyed Ospreay and Omega. So, yeah. Great repeat from Wrestle Kingdom from 6 months ago. Crowd was definitely into that. Next, Sting, Darby Allin, and Tetsuya Naito. Great to see Naito on the show. Los Sting Obernables de Japón versus Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki. I like this match. I know some people thought this match was bad. I know a lot of people are going to try to blame Sting about a lot of this. I know Sting got a little bit lost throughout this match, it looked like, but I think he was supposed to get up from that table, though, when Sammy hit the damn 450, but Sting was back up like it was nothing, so casual Sting Friday out there, folks. The match wasn't bad. I didn't think the six-man was that bad. It was a lot of big names in the ring, though. Sting, Jericho, Naito, Suzuki, Darby, crowd was going nuts for it, so I enjoyed it for what it was. Obviously, the crowd was a little bit down, though, given that they just saw Omega and Ospreay. But, after that, with that whole 6:30 thing, Jericho tried to hit the walls, Jericho on the Naito. Sting coming back with the Scorpion Deathlock. Suzuki broke it up, tried to choke him out. But Naito came back with a kick. Sting ended up clotheslining him then. Naito went for the roll-up win and pinned Suzuki. So, match just kind of ended right there. Right after Jericho ended up getting a baseball bat. Tried to hit Sting with it. No, he hit Naito with it, but Sting took the bat from him and chased Jericho away, so Sting ended up standing tall from there. I didn't mind the six-man. I didn't think it was bad as it was. Couple botches here and there. I'm not going to put blame on Sting about all of this all the way, but I thought it was okay for what it was, and the crowd was still into it, though. I was just glad to see Naito in the ring, just on this whole Forbidden Door thing since he wasn't on it last year. But I liked it for what it was. Still a rough match, though. But now we get to the main event. Okada, Danielson. Danielson coming out to the final countdown. So people have been wanting to hear that song for a long time. So Tony do it again. Once again, paying for licensed music. Wow, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get this cold out of me, all right? So I'm doing my best in this review. But once again, this was one hell of a match. Danielson, Okada. I think I probably enjoyed this better, maybe because it's at a better pace and whatnot. But crowd was obviously hyped into this. This was great. Just a lot of this match though. Like, you know, Danielson Okada was gonna put on a clinic out here. All right, and that's something that they did. You know, one thing that caught me about this match that they were trying to fool people with was what Danielson tried to, like, he was having a convulsion or something in this match, and Okada was just kind of like still going at him, like, you know, forget that, going for the Rainmaker, but Danielson ended up coming back with the, you know, the running knee there, taking him out. It wasn't that, so that was pretty big. Like I said, I know both of these guys try to hit their finisher, even going to the outside. Danielson drop kicking him and stuff was pretty big onto the outside of the ring. You know, after Danielson, excuse me, taking him out. Sorry, I'm trying to go through most of this match as I can, so it's kind of tough doing this sick. But Okada going for the German suplex. Danielson flipping it then, hitting him still with a running knee, going for a near fall. Okada still hitting the Rainmaker, still another near fall from that. Even Danielson going for the label lock there, but Okada rolling up out of it. And stuff hit him with a kick. But Danielson doing the whole yes chant thing, getting ready for the big running knee. Danielson kept running into Okada, but Okada hit with a big drop kick. Hit the landslide, hit the Rainmaker, still a near fall. Okada tried to pick him up and he'd go for another Rainmaker. But Danielson ended up getting up there, going for Okada's arm, taking him down. Okada was trying to get him again for another Rainmaker, but Danielson ducked it. Got him with a running, trying to go for the running knee, but Okada got out the way. Danielson got him with the label locked in, but he ended up going for Okada's arms, holding them both together, and just like locking them into each other, which Okada ended up tapping out, which I was very surprised that Okada even tapped, let alone Danielson won a clean win over Okada. Listen, a lot of people don't beat Okada, okay? And honestly, I actually thought Okada was going to win this damn match. That's who I kind of betted on. So I was actually kind of shocked to see Danielson win. I really was. So I really didn't see that coming, but that was a hell of a main event, though. Because even I was wondering, like, that, man, they're going to have a kind of a rough time after Ospreay and, Ospreay and Omega with the crowd going nuts for that. But the crowd was equally nuts for this match, too. And like I say, this is one hell of a match right here. It was different than what we saw with, Ospreay and Omega. I think with Ospreay and Omega, one would say it was more flashy and more spot heavy out there, but they still did play it to the crowd, especially Ospreay healing it up. But with Danielson and Okada was a very technical and hard hitting match out there. I mean that's why I enjoyed it a lot because I don't know, just very technical and whatnot. So this was still a hell of a match, and either one person could have won. Either way, somebody was going to win this match. There was no title on the line in all of this, all right? It was just to see who was better. So anybody could have won this match. But Danielson tapping out Okada, match went down there 30 minutes. I really did not know who was going to win this match, but I was kind of shocked to see Okada even tap out, let alone lose. But Danielson getting the win, that's big. Beat Okada. So that's some good stuff right there. But yeah, that's crazy. But overall, though, I enjoyed this show. Sorry, I'm trying to get my voice together here. But yeah, really good show. The most I enjoyed out of this was obviously the main event, the IWGP US title match. I really did enjoy MJF and Tanahashi, given it was going at a different pace. What else did I enjoy about this match? Not the match, but the entire show. Like I said, Jungle Boy ended up turning heel, so I'm not surprised by that. The 10-man tag really was hot with the crowd, but you can still say it was a spot fest out there. Same with the Fatal 4-Way. Stinging it was pretty rough, but it was still an okay match. Sonata in there. I already said Sonata was, like I said, Jungle Boy turned heel, Sonata won, so it's that much I can say from that. Punk versus Kojima was really good. I think the top 4 matches of the night to me was the main event, the U.S. title, Punk versus Kojima, and MJF versus Tanahashi. I think those 4 matches was really good. Those I did really enjoy. So I'm sure gonna have a different opinion out of all of this, but I did enjoy those matches a lot. But crowd was, like I said, they were hyped through a lot throughout the show. They were hyped for the 10-man. They were hyped for the Fatal 4-Way. They were hyped for the U.S. title. They were hyped for the main event. So the crowd was hot. This was a hot ass crowd throughout the whole night. So Canada was really turning up out there tonight. All right, Canada was going big time. So that I can say. But overall though, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Hood9890. Like this video. Hit that notification bell. I did my best to review this show because I said I was going to review this show. Yeah. Do I still got a cough and some sneezing? Yeah. But I did the best I can. Had to take a couple pauses here and there, but I reviewed this show the best that I could. So tell me, what do you think about the Forbidden Door between AEW and New Japan tonight? Did you like this show? Did you hate it? Did you think this was a spot fest show? Like, what are your thoughts on all of this, okay? Like, what do you think about the whole Forbidden Door, folks? Okay? Was this better than last year's Forbidden Door? I would say, yeah. The thing that played last year's show was too many injuries. This year, I think it was a better show. So I definitely enjoyed it a lot. And the 2 big matches really did deliver. Between the U.S. title and Okada and Danielson. But yeah, other than that, I'm out of here. See y'all then. I got some editing to do. Peace.